hear me, I hope. And I hope by now all of you know that in this particular series, what I try to do is I try to help build your basics, help build the foundation, right? And yesterday, if you remember, I had taken a session with you as to how do you start from the reality as far as the exam, as far as CAT is concerned. In fact, with all exams, the first step in preparing for any competitive exam is to know the reality. I hope all of you remember that. As far as passages are concerned in the exam, in the test that you know as CAT, what is the reality? So that is something which I had taken yesterday. Right. And today I will try to cover a very important area which a lot of people face problems in. How do you read more efficiently? How do you make the most of what you have read? In fact, if you're able to if you're able to address this issue very properly, you will be improving, you will be increasing your score in the exam to a great extent. And all of you know that the exams that you're planning to take, be it CAT, be it ZAT, or be it FMS, be it IFT, be it SNAP, all these exams in the English section, around 60-70% of the entire English section happens to be passages, right? So this is what we are trying to take up today, right? All clear, I hope. Now, before I begin the session, let me quickly tell you about two courses which are running running in Gradeup, right? One is Maharashtra CET 2021. It's a 3-month rank booster course. Rank booster is basically meant to help you increase your score. The other one is score 99 plus percentile. This is basically a comprehensive course for those who are preparing for CAT 2021, right? So what are the features of this course? These courses will cater to the requirements for not just CAT but all the exams. There will be sufficient number of revisions, there will be study plan, there will be classes through live quizzes also. And what does it include? It also includes the preparation for the second round. There will be also the general studies, or the GK portion will also be covered, because GK is also definitely asked in some of the exams. There will be 250 plus live classes. You will have access to green card also. What is green card? Green card is nothing else but it gives you access to all the mocks that are available on Gradeup, right? So you will get access to 60 plus mock tests and 30 plus sectional tests, right? So there's also, for those who are planning long term, there is CAT 2021 course, which is also now available. And one more thing, something I do not know whether you know it or not, but you can get a flat discount of 45% discount if you use this code mantra45, right? So, and I hope all of you know about what is Gradeup subscription. Subscription is you have the option of subscribing for 3 distinct periods: 3 months, 12 months, and 24 months. And the pricing is what you can see there, right? And right at the outset, I would like to urge you not to forget to like and share the session. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, do it at the earliest so that you will be able to make the most of many more sessions like this, right? Now, what is the agenda of the session? I think everybody knows it very clearly by now. It is to read more efficiently, right? So it is to read more efficiently. Now, let's to understand, to proceed with how do you read more efficiently, I would like you to go back a little bit to what we established yesterday. What did we establish yesterday? Right, in the exam CAT, all of us know we are required to solve 5 passages in 45 minutes. I hope all of you know how I arrived at it. CAT 2020 was an exception, right? It was shortened 40 minutes. You have 40 minutes for the entire English section, and there were 24 questions asked, right? So that's a different thing. It was shortened because of the pandemic. Otherwise, CAT is like 5 passages in 45 minutes. Why do I say this? Because there are 10 other questions which will be from paragraph summary or the sentence out or parajumbles. So 10 questions के लिए 15 मिनट अलग से निकाल के रखो. तो RC के लिए you will have roughly 45 minutes. And all of us know, yesterday we established this very clearly, that each passage is not going to be more than 600 words. And that basically means 45 minutes, 5 passages. It basically means you will have roughly 7 minutes to solve the passage. And the passage is around 600 words, and there will be 6 questions at the end of it, right? So what does that mean? This means that you have 4 to 5 minutes to read about 600 words. This much I think we have already established yesterday, right? So from this, what we need to understand is that it is not about breakneck, reckless, useless speed, right? It is about understanding. So today, let's focus more on efficiency rather than blind speed. So that is the first thing which I would like to establish every day. So everybody is clear with this point, I hope. Right now, so let's to answer this question, how do we read more efficiently? I would like all of us to address a question first, right? What is that question? The question is here: in which way should I read the passage in cat? Now, which way? For this, I will give you two options. What are two options? There are two ways of reading which we are most accustomed to. When I say we, I mean everybody who's watching the session, including me, including myself also perhaps, right? So the two ways of reading that we are most accustomed to is preparing for the exams. ये तो सबने किया होगा. Everybody has done their board exam से पहले. Normally, instead of preparing for the whole year, what we do is we actually start or we begin 1 month. थोड़ा अगर if you are a little bit laborious, you start you start 1 month पहले. Some people start 1 week, some people start 1 day before the exam. So that way is preparing for the exams, and the other one is reading for leisure. Reading for leisure is बहुत लोग क्या करते हैं, सोने से पहले they pick up an article and they read it so that they can fall asleep. So these are the two kinds of readings. These are the two kinds of reading that human beings, most of us, are most accustomed to. My question is, when I come across the passage in cat, किस way में हमें पढ़ना चाहिए? Now, why am I asking you this question? इसका जो answer है, it will become very apparent in the next slide. First, try to answer, will I read it like A or B? When I'm reading the passage in cat, should I read it in the way I prepare for exams? That is something which I've been doing all my life. Or should I read it the way I read before I go to sleep? थोड़ा सा कुछ पढ़ लिया तो you feel like sleeping and you slowly doze off and the book remains on your chest or the book remains near your pillow, whatever, right? So please answer this question: in which way will I read when I am reading the passage in cat? Will I read in way A or B? So Vishal is saying preparing for the exam. Kalavati says it should be reading for leisure. What about others? People on YouTube can also answer, right? So why am I asking you this is because I would like to start from the scratch. It's all about changing your thought process, right? Once your thought process changes, it all starts from there. I mean, if you want to bring about a certain change in yourself, everything should actually boil down to the first step is to change the way you think. So let's try to change the way we think. So many people are saying, majority are saying it is preparing for the exams. Now, my answer to the question is none of the two. You cannot read in A or B style because both of them will fail desperately. Both of them will fail spectacularly, right? This might look surprising. I will explain. Why? Because when you prepare for the exam, the aim is to memorize. The aim is not to understand. I do not know how many of you will agree with me on this, but this is the reality. When you prepare for exams, especially Indian exams, all the exams that we have taken so far in our lives, the aim is not to understand. Okay, थोड़ा बहुत understanding, I give it probably 5-10%, but the major part of the process is about memorizing. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? Yes, it's to memorize. Now my question is, in CAT, do you require to memorize the passage? Do you require to memorize the passage? No, you do not require to memorize the passage. If you have to memorize the passage, you will need two things. You will need, number one, a lot of time, and number two, you will need to repeat. Right? यही दो चीज तो नहीं कर सकते CAT में. Right? My aim is not to memorize. So this is what we cannot do. Many people make the mistake of reading like A. तो यही से problem शुरू होता है. So this is the first stumbling block in reading efficiently. Everybody agrees with this? Yes. Now, the second way is reading for leisure. I am saying here there's no need to elaborate. ये भी appropriate नहीं है while reading for CAT, because in CAT when you read the passage, your aim is to understand, right? And here when you read for leisure, your aim is to go to sleep, right? So you will remember nothing. So what is important is both of these processes are what we are capable of. Wow. Now we need to evolve a third and a more appropriate of reading, especially for passages in the exam. So this is what I was trying to tell you. You need to start from ground zero, change the way you think. So the question is, what is the third and the appropriate way of reading? That is what I'm trying to tell you. To read appropriately for the exam, when I say appropriate way of reading, I basically mean in exams like CAT, right? RC, especially in CAT. So what should I do? One of you is asking me, Baba Sahib, is it possible to install Gradeup application on laptop? I am not really sure. I think it can be done on the mobile, but app on the laptop, I'm not really sure. I have not tried it anyway. Okay, so as I was telling you, what is the appropriate way of reading? For this, follow these 4 simple steps. First step, you should be reading to be able to summarize the overall idea. Many people, do not understand this at the right at the word go, so I'll explain it using simpler words. It is like watching a movie. Let's say when you watch a movie, right? After watching the movie, when you come out of the theater, can you tell the story to somebody? The answer is yes. Provided you have not been sleeping in the theater. If you had been sleeping in the theater, of course, you will not remember anything. So when you walk out the theater, right, you can tell the story. Does it mean that you sat down and memorized the entire movie? No, right? You were engrossed in it. You became actually a part of the entire plot, right? So that is the kind of reading which we need to understand. Getting the point, right? So when you watch a movie after coming out, you are able to summarize. And one more thing here is, when you summarize a 3-hour movie while telling the story of a 3-hour movie, you do not take 3 hours. You can probably do it in 5 to 10 minutes, right? So that is what you need to do. So needless to say, this is something which I need to add here. I told you yesterday, I gave you some sources, some newspapers and magazines from where you need to read articles. So every day, whenever you read those articles, after having read it, close it and try to summarize. Beginning mein mushkil hogi, but if you do it every day, it will definitely help you. So this is the first thing which I would like everybody to focus on. Right. Next thing is, ask questions. Whenever you read, ask questions. Right. First line mein he takes an example. क्यों लिया गया एग्जाम्पल? अच्छा, यहाँ एक अंडरलाइन करके रखा हुआ है, क्यों किया है? यहाँ एक कोटेशन मार्क्स में कुछ लिखा है, क्यों है? व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इज, ट्राई टू कनेक्ट द पॉइंट्स, राइट? यहाँ जो सेंटेंस है, इस सेंटेंस का बाकी आइडिया से क्या मतलब है, right? So it's almost like having a conversation with the author. Second point. Third point is something which I should try to emphasize on a little bit more, because in many cases, ये तो मैं कल भी मैंने बता दिया, in CAT RC passages जो है, they mostly come from things which are written by foreign authors. And foreign authors, since they speak the language as the first language, they will use a language which is slightly higher. So कई बार they do not say exactly what they want to say, right? They will indicate it and leave it for you to understand. Right. Sometimes what they want to say may be different from what they are actually saying. So you'll have to get under the skin of the author. You'll have to understand the tone completely. Right. But having said this, do not stretch it too far. Right. I'll give you examples of all these things. And fourth thing is anticipate. First paragraph पढ़ने के बाद, अच्छा अभी तक मैंने पढ़ा, this is the point which I have read. Next आगे क्या आ सकता है? Now, when I try to anticipate, next आगे क्या सकता है? आगे आ सकता है, I might go wrong also. Even if I go wrong, when I come to that part, I will still understand better, right? So try to apply these things, right? So these are things that I would like you to follow to make your reading more efficient. Sub clear hai abhi tak, more or less? So my aim here is to change the way you approach the entire process of reading. Do not read to memorize, do not read to go to sleep, read to understand. ठीक है, सबको समझ आ रहा है लगभग? Clear, I hope. Now let's do one thing. जो अभी मैंने preach किया, right? I would call it preaching, because without examples it does not mean anything. Let's try to practice what I just told you. So do one thing. I have taken an excerpt. This is not form. This is an excerpt from a passage. CAT 2005 का है, और वैसे the source is from a newspaper called The Guardian, and I've taken just one paragraph, right? And after reading this paragraph, try to answer this question in simply yes or no. This question can be answered simply in yes or no. Read the paragraph and try to answer this, right? If you want, I will read it with you. Spare a moment to take stock of what's happening in the past few months. Let's start with the oil price. Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds to read, otherwise it might interfere. My voice might interfere with your reading. Hope everybody has read it. Yes, everybody is reading it, I hope. So, if you notice, right, there are certain indicators, there are certain triggers, there are certain expressions which the author uses to indicate what he wants to say, right? So, answer the question, does the author believe that petrol prices can be brought back to normal easily? देखो, just like that का मतलब तो ऐसे ही हो जाएगा easily. That is what Tommy Cooper used to say, just like that. Right. So does the author believe that petrol prices can be brought back to normal easily? So Shilu is saying the answer is yes. Okay, nothing wrong. The answer I'll explain very clearly. So Mahalakshmi is also saying the answer is yes. एक बार पढ़ते हैं. Right. Let's read the paragraph. So ये तो clear है कि the price of oil is more than double its level 80 minutes ago. Very high. Right. Now the accepted wisdom is that we should not worry our little heads over it. Now एक बार focus on this. We should not worry our little heads about that. हम अपने आप को little heads क्यों बोलेंगे? Right. So it is what do you mean by the accepted wisdom? Accepted wisdom is what everybody is saying. What everybody is saying is that हम इसके बारे में सोचने के लिए qualified नहीं है. हम छोटे हैं. Right. Do you not see a sense of a hint of sarcasm here? Yes, see sarcasm. No. So accepted wisdom is that ये अपने आप ठीक हो जाएगा. People are, more wise people. Wiser people are making attempts to bring it back to life, right? And then also the quotes, just like that, he puts it in quotes. So is he sarcastic or does he mean exactly what he's saying? He is being very sarcastic here. So the author, if you ask me, he does not believe, right? So the answer will have to be no, not yes. इसका जो आंसर है ये साफ साफ it is not given anywhere here, right? It is about basically what I just told you. You need to understand what he is trying to say rather than what he actually says. Everybody understood this point? I hope everybody is clear with this. Yes, right. Okay, so this is the first question. Everybody understood the point? I mean, this was one of the points which I told you, right? You should be able to understand what the author wants to say, not what he's saying, right? Now, and needless to say, if you do not forget to click the like or the share button, right? Another question, this question is also something which will test your levels of understanding, right? To be specific, this will just tell you, okay, I told you now we should not go beyond what he says. ठीक है, जितना उसने कहा है, limit ourselves to whatever the author says and what can be inferred from it. Do not go beyond that. So this question will tell you this. Take 30 seconds to read this. After that, if time permits, I will also show you a passage taken from CAT 2003 and discuss that. The passage is in the form of a poem, so that would make it more interesting. Let's see. So from the information presented in support of the conclusion, it can be properly inferred that. Let's see. Right. Now, if you notice, reading में कई बार you need to use a little bit of logical thinking. You need to use a little bit of logical thinking, critical reasoning. वो बहुत जरूरी है. Right. Now, let's see. 30 seconds per lo, then we will discuss. Right. So try to answer the question also. It can be properly inferred. Okay, D. None of Ravi's friends like rose perfume. Shilu says the answer is D. Acha. Now, when you say none of his friends like, the information given here is in option D, right? It means it's an absolute thing. So everybody, Shilu, Shushmita, Mahalakshmi, Prerna, everybody is saying D. Acha, ek minute. Look at this line. None of his friends like the smell of rose, right? Does it end here or does it continue as much as the smell of other perfumes? That means they like other perfumes smell better than they like rose. Does it mean that they do not like rose? Be very careful. This is what I mean. I mean, you should understand what he is saying, right? Do we end it here? None of his friends like the smell of rose. Do we end it here or is it the entire line? Shilu, Shushmita, Mahalakshmi, Prerna, everybody. Now tell me, is it that they do not like it at all or they like other perfumes better than rose? So based on this, can you eliminate D? Yes, I hope everybody agrees now. So I have eliminated D. Baba Sahib says the answer is B. What about others? Those on YouTube are not replying, I hope. You can understand what is going on. So none of Ravi's friends like rose perfume. Absolute nahi hai, relative information diya hoga. If I tell you that I am shorter than Ram, does it mean I am short? I do not know. Ram could be a very short man himself. So the information given is okay. Now, so D eliminate kar diya maine. Now, what is the problem with A? Nobody said A. None of Ravi's friends is an expert on the physiology of smell, right? We know that Dr. Ramesh is the expert. Does the passage give you any information about the friends of Ravi? So what we know is that the only thing that we know is that friends of Ravi and Dr. Ramesh alag alag hai. And Dr. Ramesh is an expert. Does it mean that friends of Ravi, they are not experts on a certain subject, on this expert on the physiology of smell? Let me repeat. We know that these are the friends of Ravi. Okay, FOR, friends of Ravi, and this is Dr. Ramesh. ये अलग अलग है. We also know that Dr. Ramesh is an expert on the physiology of smell. Now, if I draw a Venn diagram, people who are experts on the physiology of smell, right, can be a big circle which is like this. This can touch friends of Ravi. Sometimes it can completely engulf the friends of Ravi also. I'm explaining it in a very logical way. I hope all of you understand. What I'm telling you is that none of Ravi's friends is an expert. हमें पता नहीं. We know that they are not Dr. Ramesh, and Dr. Ramesh is an expert. It does not mean that none of them are experts. हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है. So I've eliminated A. Eliminated A also. A and D I've eliminated. Okay. Now, okay. Vishal has come up with the right answer. Professor Ramesh is not one of Ravi's friends. This is the only thing which we know very clearly about. Right. So, Baba Sahib, why is B not the answer? Ravi prefers all other perfumes to rose. All, okay, if you look at this, right, it smells worse to Ravi than any comparably priced perfume. Any comparably priced perfume does not mean all perfumes. Matlab, there would be a range of price. Na? Rose sells for, let's say, 500 rupees. So he is saying Ravi likes other perfumes of the same level. There could be, we are not speaking about all. So everybody is clear now. So small mistakes are like this are what we need to be clear about. So the best answer is C. Everybody understood this point, I hope. Everybody understood? Yes. So this teaches you, this line, this question will teach you where do you draw the line, right? You should not depend only on what the author says, right? You should try to understand what he means, right? But also stop before crossing over to the land of being illogical. Clear hai? So that is what is the case, right? Now, let me ask you, there is, after this, if you want, I can show you, there is a passage which I have. This is a poem from CAT 2002, right? And if I write it down in the form of lines, it will become very long. So I have put it in the form of, in the form of paragraphs. You want to try this? Try karte hai. And before that, if you want, I'll show you the questions also. Which of the following best reflects the central theme of the poem? To understand this, you'll have to do exactly what we did. That is, read more efficiently, make the most of what you have read. Okay? And which of the following is the most comprehensive reason? It will require you to understand what the author is trying to tell you. Okay? And ithaka, symbolic meaning. Okay? And next question, what is the meaning of this two? Again, inference. And last but not the least, the tone of the author. Tone basically is what mood is he in. So these are the 5 questions. Would you like to try this? If you want, you can. Otherwise, we can end it here also. I think it's better to try it. So let's read it out. This will take you 30 seconds to read. Let's see. And the poem which I've taken is from CAT 2003. CAT 2003, the paper which was leaked. So this was the leaked paper. Let's see. Right. Do you want me to read it? Shall we read it together? Let's see. As you set out for Ithaka. Now, when you come across something like Ithaka, you may not know what it is. Just understand it's the name of a place. Aage clues hoga, which will tell you what is Ithaka. Hope the journey is a long one, full of adventure, full of discovery, Lastrygonians and Cyclops, angry Poseidon. Do not be afraid of them. Now, sorry. Okay, Lastrygonians and Cyclops, do not be afraid of them. So, ये समझ में आ रहा है कि ये तीनों चीज जो है, they are frightening things. It is not necessary to know them. Poseidon, by the way, is the god of the ocean. So even if you do not know them, यहाँ से पता चल रहा है ना कि do not be afraid of them. They will be problems that they will be frightening things. Okay, let's see. You will never find things like that on your way as long as you keep your thoughts raised high. Thoughts raised high मतलब क्या हुआ? As long as you are optimistic, as long as a rare excitement stirs from your spirit and body, you would not encounter them unless you bring them along inside your soul. Okay, important point. Unless your soul stirs them up in front of you. Hope the voyage is a long one. May there be a many summer morning with very pleasure. I hope you're reading it. May you stop at Phoenician trading stations to buy fine new things, mother of pearl and coral, amber and ebony. Right. So, okay, देखो Mahalakshmi, I was telling you, Lastrygonians and Cyclops, they are like monsters, right? You do not need to know exactly what they are. Do not be afraid of them. Right, this is the key. And he is saying you will never find them as long as you're optimistic. You'll never find them as long as you do not bring them inside you. So these are clues as to what they are. ठीक है, एग्जैक्टली क्या है पता नहीं भी हो तो क्लियर है. दीज आर नेम्स बेसिकली. लेस्ट्रिगोनियंस वी नो दे आर बेसिकली इनहेबिटेंट्स ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर प्लेस. दैट इज इट. उतना काफी है, नॉट मोर देन दैट. ठीक है. सो फिनिशियन ट्रेडिंग स्टेशंस क्या है? अगेन ही स्पीकिंग अबाउट एक्सोटिक मार्केट्स, जहाँ पे आप बहुत ज्यादा फॉरेन मार्केट्स, फॉरेन कोस्टल मार्केट्स, जहाँ पे आप बहुत सारी चीजें खरीद सकते हो. ठीक है. This is the last slide. So you can buy perfumes of You can buy perfume of every kind, as many sensual perfumes as you can, and may you visit Egyptian cities to gather stores of knowledge. He's telling you about the different things that you can learn. Right. Start focusing from this line onwards. Start focusing more. Right. Keep Ithaca always in your mind. Arriving there is what you are destined for, but do not hurry the journey at all. Right. Now, better it lasts for years, so you are old by the time you reach the island, wealthy with all you have gained on the way, not expecting Ithaca to make you rich. I hope you're getting the sense, right? Ithaca gave you the marvelous journey. Without her, you would not have set out. She has nothing left to give you now. And if you find her poor, Ithaca would not have fooled you. Wise as you will have become, so full of experience, you will have understood by then what these Ithacas mean. Does he tell you what Ithaki is exactly? Does the author tell you exactly what is an Ithaca? What is Ithaca? No, but he gives you a lot of clues. Okay. Now, if everybody is through, shall we answer the questions? I hope everybody has read it, and if required, I will refer to the parts relevant and then tell you the answer also. Right. Okay. Let's see. Which of the poem best reflects the central theme of this poem? Right. So, shall we look at the answers? If you do not have high expectations, you will not be disappointed. Is it about expectations and disappointment? I do not know. Right. Now, eliminate. 4 may eliminate. You cannot reach Ithaca without visiting Egyptian ports. Right. This is very small. So, मैंने 4 eliminate कर दिया to make it easy. If you do not have high expectations, you will not be disappointed. ये भी मैंने eliminate कर दिया. 1 and 4 I've eliminated. Choose between 2 and 3. Okay. So, Vishal says 2, Vandana says 3, Prerna thinks answer is 2. So a lot of people, I mean, this is the confusion. See, this is something which happens in most questions in CAT. You will be able to eliminate 2 options, but 2 रह जाएगा जो confusing है. ऐसे में क्या करना चाहिए? Try to find out a loophole in one of the options. Loophole ढूंढो, जहां loophole है उसको eliminate करो, आंसर मिल जाएगा अपने आप. Now, see देखो, the longer the journey, the greater the experiences you gather. अच्छा, 3 में एक प्रॉब्लम है. क्या प्रॉब्लम है? राइट. It means that if देखो, it is helpful if the journey is long because you will gain experiences. Does it mean that the longer it is, does it mean that the length is directly proportionate to the length of the journey is directly proportionate to the experience? Is it like a mathematical formula that जितना लंबा होगा उतना experience होता जाएगा? Or does it mean that from the long journey you tend to gather the experience, right? So 3 is a little bit extreme. It is not a mathematical formula, right? Do not rush to your goal. The journey is what enriches you. Now, if you eliminate, most of you will find the answer to be 2. Is this clear, everybody? सबको समझ में आया? I hope everybody understood this point, right? Many cases, as I was telling you, you have to find the loophole in the answer option. सबको समझ में आया? Everybody understood, I think. Yes, right. Let's try the next question. Before that, do not forget to click the like and the share button, and whatever you want to comment, whatever you want to ask or discuss, you can leave your comments in the comment section, right? So why does the poet commend a long journey? Which of the following is the comment? So why does he say that let's hope that the journey is long? If you want, I will show you that part. Previous question I cannot show you the part which was relevant because it was about the whole passage, right? In this kind of a question, I can show you which part is relevant. Why does the author recommend a long journey? Which is the reason for it? Okay, let me eliminate. You can buy a variety of fine things. Is it about buying? When he says buy, is it about buying literally as in kharidna, or is it about gaining a lot of experience? Is it about buying? Shilu, is it about buying? Okay, first of all, is the journey of a real journey कि मैं कहीं जा रहा हूँ कप पैक करके, is it a symbolic journey? So majority of you are saying the answer is one. You can gain knowledge as well as sensual experience. Yes, knowledge gain करना यही तो है, right? If you want, I will show you the part which is relevant. Just listen to that, right? Hope the journey is a long one. May there be many a summer morning with what pleasure, what joy, right? So it's giving you the list of things that you can experience, right? You may come across many mornings, many pleasure, many joys. You can buy things also on the way, perfume, you can experience many things. So he is telling you about the overall experience. He does not mean anything like specifically buying or anything like that. So you can gain knowledge as well as sensual experience. Everybody understands this now? Yes, right. Is it about only visiting new cities and harbors? By the way, visiting new cities and harbors, they stand for experience, not the city itself. Okay, Shilu, it says to buy fine things is only one of the reasons. Dekho, that is only one of the reasons. Pura hi mat paro na, read the whole thing. Yeah, dekho. Hope the voyage is a long one. May there be many a summer morning. Summer morning क्या है? Pleasant experience, pleasure, joy, ये सब है, right? Buy भी कर पाओ, ये सब कर पाओ. So is it only the buying or is it the experience which counts? It's the whole thing, not just buying, right? So that is basically what he's trying to tell you. Clear है? ठीक है? So journey, by the way, in this journey, does he basically mean journey as in really traveling, or is it more like the experience? The focus is more on the experience. All clear, I think? Right. Now, let's look at the next question. In the poem, Ithaca is a symbol of. Now, this is basically something which will test your understanding to a great extent. Okay, right. So, what is Ithaca a symbol of? What is Ithaca? Okay, eliminate karke chalo, the Divine Mother. Is it Divine Mother? I do not know. Right. Okay. Your inner self. This also I can eliminate probably, right? Look at 3 and 4. Choose between 3 and 4. What is Ithaca? Okay. Abhishek says the answer is 4. What about others? Okay. What is the problem with 3? Is Ithaca the path or is it the destination? Ithaca is not the path. It is the destination. So the best answer is 4. Now, do you notice how I eliminated 3? 3 मान लो confusing है. Is Ithaca the path? Path मतलब the way. Is Ithaca the path or is it the destination? Ithaca is not the path. It is the destination. So life's destined goal. So Ithaca is basically about what do you want to achieve in life. So it's about pursuing something. Right. Everybody understands now. If you experience any problem, right, eliminate 3. Kaise? Is it the path? Ithaca is the place which you want to reach. Right. Yes, you gather a lot of experience on the way, but is the way Ithaca or Ithaca is the destination, the destiny that you want to reach when you undertake these paths? All clear? I hope everybody is clear with this. I hope. Yes. Chalo, let's try the next question. What does the poet mean by Laestrygonians and Cyclops? Some of you asked me the meaning to this, right? So can you tell me what should be the answer? Right. So Laestrygonians and Cyclops, what are they? If you want, I will show you the part where it defines Laestrygonians and Cyclops. It's right in the first part itself, right? So just look at it again, right? So what are they? Laestrygonians and Cyclops, do not be afraid of them. You will never find things as long as you keep your thoughts high, meaning as long as you're optimistic, you will never find them. As long as you are excited, you won't encounter them unless you bring them inside your soul, unless your soul sets them up in front of you. Matlab kya hai? This is the thing that you need to read. So if you are happy, if you are excited, if you are optimistic, you will not find them. You will find them only when your soul only when you bring them inside you. So what does it mean? This is basically, so these are frightening things. Now, what should be the answer? I hope everybody can understand. So what are they? Okay, Vandana thinks the answer is 3. What about others? Creatures which along with Poseidon one finds during a journey. Okay, do we find them, or is he saying that there are conditions in which you can find them, right? If you are happy, optimistic, if you do not bring them inside you, you will not find them. So do we always find them? No, necessarily, right? What about two? Mythological characters that one should not be afraid of. Okay, most people are saying answer is two. Why don't you, okay, mythological characters that one should not be afraid of. This is not 100% wrong, but compare it with three. Intrapersonal obstacles that hinders one personal journey. Intrapersonal means something which is inside you. What do you mean when you say you will not encounter them if you are happy? You will not encounter them if you do not bring them inside you. That basically means Lestrygonians and Cyclops, they do not exist except in your own hearts. So the best answer is 3. The best answer is 3. Right. 2 is not 100% wrong, but 3 is a much better answer than 2. Did everybody understand this point? I hope everybody understood. All clear, I hope. Everybody understood, I think. Right. So, okay, guys on YouTube, I am sorry, I could not see your comments. Right. So, best answer to this question. Okay, Prasanna and Yash are saying the answer is 3. Right. There was some, I could not, see your comments because of a mistake, right? So is it clear now? The best answer is 3. Intrapersonal obstacles that hinder one's journey. All clear? I hope everybody is clear with this now. Yes. Shall we look at the next question? समझ आ रहा है सबको? चलो, clear है? Let's try the last question. Which of the following best reflects the tone of the poem? Right. So tone समझने के लिए author जो है वो okay, एक और चीज है. If you notice, author, the tone of the author is also something which depends on vocabulary. यहाँ पे vocabulary देखो, prescribe से तो समझ में आया होगा. Exhorting, if you do not know the meaning of this word exhorting, आगे नहीं बढ़ पाओ. What is exhorting? Exhorting is strongly urging. ठीक है? Pleading, all of you know. Consoling is basically trying to make a person who is sad happier. ठीक है? Right. Is it prescribing? What is exhorting? Exhorting is strongly urging. Which is better? What do you think? Is he exhorting or is he prescribing? Prescribing is what a doctor does. This is what you should do, right? Without any emotion, he prescribes. This is what you should do. Get up in the morning and take a 1 kilometer walk without any kind of a feeling. Does he do this or is he urging you? So, Ripon is saying the answer is 1. Gopal Krishna, Vishal, most people are saying answer is 1. Okay. Is it 1 which is better or is it 2? Exhorting is when he's strongly urging, right? So, Prasanna thinks answer is B. Okay, now Ripon is, you have changed the answer that way. So, Yash Mittal says yes, exhorting. Yes, exhorting hona chahiye. Exhorting hi to hai na. He is telling you, if you read the whole thing, yes, he is telling you, use words like this. Hope the journey is a long one. Right, ये feeling or emotion के साथ बता रहे. Do not be afraid of them. Is he prescribing? No. You will never find things like this. Hope the voyage is a long one. May there be pleasure. So when he says this, he does it with emotion. Right. It's not like a doctor prescribing. Okay. So the best answer to this question is exhorting. So that is what is the point. Right. So if you like the session, do not forget to click the like or the share button, right? And before I end the session, let me quickly tell you, this is the end of the session. Tomorrow again at 9:30, I will meet you. And tomorrow I will discuss with you how to approach the passages especially with specific reference to the exam CAT. So if you notice, we are going step by step, right? In this series, in the initial 3-4 classes, I took vocabulary, right? Yesterday I took, the reality as to what exactly is required in CAT, especially passages. Today I discussed how do you read more efficiently. Tomorrow, going a step forward, I will discuss how to approach RC passages. After that, I will discuss the different types of questions which come in CAT. Summary कैसे करते हैं, parajumbles कैसे करते हैं, right? Odd one out कैसे करते हैं. I'll try to tackle everything like this, right? So, with that, we come to the end of the session. And before we end the session, let me quickly tell you about the benefits of subscribing to Gradeup. All of you know, if you subscribe to Gradeup Super, it's like subscribing to let's say Amazon Prime. You can watch any movie which is available within that period, so you can have access to any course which is running and which will come up in that particular subscription of yours, right? And if you have any queries, you can always call at this number. So tomorrow again I will meet you at 9:30 a.m. and I will discuss with you how do you approach passages in CAT, right? So we are actually going step by step, and if you follow all these things in a step-by-step method and follow it up with enough practice, you should be sufficiently prepared, right? So that's it, everybody. Thank you. Have a nice day. I will see you again at 9:30.